So, let's talk about something fascinating, NATO. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Mike. NATO, isn't that just a bunch of countries promising to have each other's backs, like a global version of a group chat where everyone says, I got you, but you're not sure who will actually show up? And you're not entirely wrong, but it's so much more than that. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, is basically the world's most serious and expensive roommate agreement. It started after World War II, when a bunch of countries got together and said, hey, that was awful. Let's make sure if a big bully comes knocking on one of our doors, all of us answer. It's a collective defense pact, and its core, Article 5, is the ultimate you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us clause. It's like having a dozen really big, well-armed older brothers on speed dial. This alliance isn't just about promises and handshakes, though. It's about real, tangible military power. It's about armies, navies, and air forces that train together, plan together, and, if necessary, fight together. The combined strength of NATO is staggering, a true superpower in its own right. But within this powerful group, there are some members who bring a little extra to the potluck. You know, like that one friend who always brings the gourmet mac and cheese while everyone else brings a bag of chips. These are the countries whose military might forms the backbone of the alliance, the heavy hitters who ensure that the promise of collective defense is a credible one, and that's what we're diving into today. We're going to look at the top 10 most powerful armies within this incredible alliance. We're talking about the boots on the ground, the tanks on the field, and the sheer logistical genius that keeps these forces running. Now, powerful can mean a lot of things: size, technology, budget, experience, and we'll touch on all of that. But the goal is to understand who the major players are and what makes their armies so formidable. So grab your popcorn, because we're about to take a deep dive into the militaries that make NATO the most powerful defensive alliance in history. It's going to be a fascinating journey, I promise. Kicking off our list at number 10 is the Royal Netherlands Army. Now, when you think of the Netherlands, you probably think of tulips, windmills, and people who are way too tall. And yes, all of that is true. But what you might not think of is a highly advanced, technologically sophisticated military force. The Dutch army is a perfect example of quality over quantity. They might not have the sheer numbers of some other armies on this list, but what they lack in size, they more than make up for in cutting-edge technology and specialized capabilities. They are leaders in areas like cyber warfare, intelligence, and special operations, which in modern conflicts is like being the person who knows the Wi-Fi password when everyone else is just guessing. The Dutch have made a strategic choice to focus on being agile, deployable, and fully integrated with their NATO allies. They've invested heavily in state-of-the-art equipment like the Boxer multi-role armored fighting vehicles and advanced communication systems. Their soldiers are some of the best trained in Europe, often participating in joint exercises from the frozen tundras of Norway to the deserts of the Middle East. They have a significant presence in various NATO missions, contributing their expertise in places like Afghanistan and Mali. The Dutch army proves that in the 21st century, being powerful isn't just about having the most soldiers, it's about being the smartest, most adaptable force on the battlefield. They're the tech startup of the NATO military world, innovative, efficient, and punching well above their weight. Coming in at number 9, we have the Spanish army, the Ejército de Tierra. Spain's strategic location, acting as a bridge between Europe, Africa, and the Atlantic, gives its military a unique and vital role within the alliance. Think of them as the bouncer at the door of the Mediterranean. Their primary job is to ensure stability in a region that can be, let's just say, complicated. The Spanish army is a well-rounded and professional force with a long history of deployments and a significant capacity for rapid response. They've got a robust mix of heavy armor, mobile infantry, and a highly respected special operations unit, the Mando de Operaciones Especiales. They are not to be trifled with. The Spanish army has extensive experience from its participation in numerous international missions, from the Balkans to Afghanistan and Lebanon. This isn't an army that just sits at home polishing its medals. It's an active participant in global security. They maintain a significant presence in North Africa and the Sahel, contributing to counter-terrorism efforts and stability operations. Their forces are well equipped with modern hardware like the Leopard 2, E-main battle tank, one of the best tanks in the world, and the Pizarro infantry fighting vehicle. The Spanish army is a cornerstone of NATO's southern flank, a dependable and powerful force that combines modern capabilities with decades of hard-won operational experience, ensuring the security of Europe's southern border. At number 8, we travel across the Atlantic to our friends in the Great White North, the Canadian Army. Now, Canada is famous for being polite, for apologizing too much, and for maple syrup. But don't let that fool you. The Canadian Army is one of the most professional and technologically advanced forces in the world. Much like the Dutch, they focus on being a highly skilled, adaptable force rather than a massive one. But they have a specialty that few can match, operating in extreme cold weather environments. I mean, it makes sense. If your country has a place called Yellowknife, you'd better be good in the cold. This expertise is absolutely critical for NATO's northern flank and the increasingly strategic Arctic region. The Canadian Army is equipped with some seriously impressive gear, like the LAV-6, one of the most advanced armored personnel carriers out there. Their soldiers are renowned for their training and professionalism, honed in tough deployments from the mountains of Afghanistan to peacekeeping missions in Africa. They work in lockstep with their American allies in NORAD, defending North American airspace, and are a key contributor to NATO's enhanced forward presence in Latvia, deterring aggression in Eastern Europe. The Canadian Army is a force multiplier. They bring specialized skills, high-tech equipment, and a level of professionalism that raises the capability of any joint operation they are a part of. They are the quiet professionals of NATO. Moving to number 7, we find the Polish Army, a force that has undergone a truly incredible transformation and is rapidly becoming one of Europe's most formidable land powers. Situated in a historically tough neighborhood, Poland takes defense very seriously. They're not just preparing for a hypothetical threat, they live next door to it. This geographical reality has fueled a massive modernization and expansion of their armed forces. Poland is on a military shopping spree, and they're buying all the best stuff. They are a country that understands, perhaps better than anyone, the importance of a strong deterrent. They are the living embodiment of speak softly and carry a very big stick. The Polish land forces are investing billions in new equipment. We're talking hundreds of American Abrams tanks, South Korean K2 Black Panther tanks, HIMARS rocket systems, the same ones making headlines, and so much more. They are on track to have one of the largest and most modern tank and artillery forces in all of NATO. But it's not just about the hardware. The Polish army is growing in size, with plans to expand to 300,000 personnel. Their soldiers are tough, motivated, and train relentlessly with their NATO allies, especially the US troops stationed in their country. Poland is not just a member of NATO's eastern flank, it is rapidly becoming the anchor of it, a powerful shield against any potential aggression from the east. At number 6, we have the Turkish army, a true giant of the region. As NATO's second largest army in terms of active personnel, their sheer size is a major factor. But it's not just about numbers. Turkey sits at one of the most strategically important crossroads in the world, bordering Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, and controlling the vital Bosphorus Strait. This location has made the Turkish military one of the most battle-hardened and experienced in the entire alliance. They are constantly engaged in complex security challenges on their borders, particularly in Syria and Iraq, giving them a level of continuous operational experience that is rare among NATO members. The Turkish army also boasts a massive and increasingly sophisticated domestic defense industry. They're not just buying weapons, they're building them. From their Altay main battle tank to the famous Bayraktar TB2 drones that have changed the face of modern warfare, Turkey is a major producer of military hardware. This self-sufficiency gives them a degree of strategic autonomy, while their geopolitical maneuvering can sometimes be, let's say, complex for their allies to navigate. There is no denying the raw power and strategic importance of the Turkish army. They are a formidable force, a key, if sometimes complicated, pillar of NATO's southern and southeastern flank. Breaking into our top 5 is the Italian army, the Esercito Italiano. Italy, much like Spain, is a key player in the security of the Mediterranean region. But the Italian army brings a unique combination of size, technological sophistication, and a very strong expeditionary capability. They have a long and proud military history, and today's force is a modern, professional, and highly capable one. They are not just focused on defending their beautiful homeland, they are one of the most active contributors to NATO, EU, and UN missions abroad. From the Balkans to the Horn of Africa, you will find Italian soldiers working to maintain peace and stability. The Italian army is well equipped with domestically produced and cutting-edge hardware. They have the Ariete main battle tank, the Dardo infantry fighting vehicle, and they are pioneers in wheeled armored vehicles like the Centauro, which packs the punch of a tank on a faster, more mobile platform. Their elite units like the Bersaglieri and the Alpini mountain troops are world-renowned for their toughness and specialized skills. The Alpini in particular are masters of mountain warfare, a critical capability within the diverse terrain of Europe. The Italian army is a powerful, versatile force that provides NATO with significant combat power and a deep well of experience in stabilization and peacekeeping operations. At number 4, we have the German army, or Heer. Now, for a long time after World War II, Germany understandably took a very reserved stance on military matters. But things are changing, and they're changing fast. Following recent events in Europe, Germany announced a Zeitenwende, a historic turning point, and is now pouring an extra 100 billion euros into its military. The economic powerhouse of Europe is reawakening its military might, and the world is taking notice. The German army has always been known for its technological excellence and superb engineering. I mean, they make the Leopard 2 tank, which is basically the Mercedes-Benz of the tank world, used by dozens of countries. This new investment is going to supercharge an already technologically advanced force. They are buying new armored vehicles, helicopters, and personal equipment for their soldiers. The German army, the Bundeswehr, is the logistical backbone of NATO in many ways. Their ability to organize, supply, and move forces is second to none in Europe. They are a key leader in NATO's Very High Readiness Joint Task Force and have a significant presence in Lithuania as part of the alliance's forward defense. While it will take time to fully rebuild its size and readiness, the combination of German technology, economic power, and renewed political will is set to make the German army one of the most powerful and influential forces in NATO for decades to come. Claiming the bronze medal at number 3 is the French army, the Armée de Terre. France has a long and fiercely proud tradition of military independence. While they are a core and founding member of NATO, they always maintain the ability to act alone if they need to. This pursuit of strategic autonomy means they have a complete, full-spectrum military. They have their own nuclear deterrent, their own satellites, their own aircraft carriers, and a highly capable expeditionary army that can project power anywhere in the world. They are the complete package. When France goes to war, they bring everything they need with them. The French army is arguably the most combat experienced in Europe, with decades of continuous counterinsurgency and counter-terrorism operations in Africa's Sahel region. This isn't theoretical training. This is real-world, hard-fought experience. Their troops are tough, professional, and equipped with excellent domestic hardware, like the Leclerc main battle tank and the VBCI infantry fighting vehicle. Their Foreign Legion is the stuff of legend, a unique force of foreign volunteers known for its discipline and fighting prowess. The French army provides NATO with a rapid reaction, battle-hardened force that can operate independently or as a powerful component of a larger coalition, making them an indispensable asset to the alliance. Our runner-up, at number 2, is the venerable British Army. If the French are known for their autonomous power, the British are known for their global reach and sheer professionalism. The British Army may not be the largest, but it is widely considered one of the best trained and most experienced in the world. They have a long history of projecting power across the globe, and that institutional knowledge is invaluable. From the Falklands to the Balkans, from Iraq to Afghanistan, the British Army has been at the forefront of major conflicts for generations. Their soldiers, from the humble Tommy to the elite SAS, are respected and feared by allies and adversaries alike. The Army is undergoing a significant modernization, restructuring to be more agile, lethal, and integrated across all domains of warfare: land, sea, air, space, and cyber. They are equipped with formidable hardware like the Challenger 2 tank, soon to be Challenger 3, and the Warrior infantry fighting vehicle. The UK also leads one of NATO's multinational battle groups in Estonia, a critical part of the alliance's forward presence. What truly sets the British Army apart is its doctrine, its leadership, and the quality of its people. It's a force that consistently punches above its weight, providing NATO with high-end warfighting capabilities and world-class special operations forces. They are the definition of a professional fighting force. And finally, at number 1, and this will come as a surprise to absolutely no one, is the United States Army. It is, without any serious debate, the largest, most technologically advanced, best funded, and most powerful army, not just in NATO, but in the world. The scale of the US Army is simply staggering. Its budget alone is larger than the entire defense spending of most countries. It has a massive global presence, with hundreds of thousands of soldiers stationed in bases all over the world, from Europe and the Middle East to Asia. When there's a major global crisis, the first question is often, where is the US Army? The technological gap between the US Army and even its closest allies is significant. They operate the most advanced tanks, helicopters, artillery, and communication systems on the planet. Their logistical capability is a modern marvel. They can move and sustain huge forces anywhere on Earth. Units like the 82nd and 101st Airborne Divisions, the 1st Cavalry Division, and their elite special forces and Rangers are the gold standard by which other military units are measured. The US Army is the ultimate guarantor of NATO's Article 5. It is the big brother with the biggest muscles, the bedrock of the alliance's military power, and the reason why any potential adversary has to think not just twice, but 100 times before starting trouble. So there you have it, a tour of the 10 most powerful armies that form the steel spine of the NATO alliance. From the technological prowess of the Dutch to the sheer, unrivaled might of the United States, each of these armies brings something unique and vital to the table. It's this combination of different strengths that makes NATO so formidable. It's not just about one country's power, but about how all these forces can integrate and fight as one cohesive unit. The role these armies play in maintaining global security cannot be overstated. Their presence in Eastern Europe deters aggression. Their patrols in the Mediterranean combat smuggling and terrorism. And their missions around the world provide stability in volatile regions. They are the guardians of the international order. Now, it's important to remember that rankings like this are, of course, subjective. If we were to rank these armies based purely on size, the list would look different. If we based it solely on expeditionary experience or technological advancement, it would shift again. You could make a strong case for other powerful NATO armies, like Greece or Norway, with their own specialized and critical capabilities. The power of an army isn't a single, simple number. It's a complex cocktail of manpower, equipment, budget, training, experience, and industrial capacity. Each nation contributes what it can, creating a whole that is far, far greater than the sum of its parts. Ultimately, the strength of NATO doesn't just lie in the tanks, soldiers, and budgets we've talked about today. It lies in the shared values of democracy, liberty, and the rule of law that bind these nations together. It's the political will to stand together, to train together, and if necessary, to defend one another. That commitment is the alliance's greatest weapon. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Stay curious and stay safe.